Okay, we are recording live episode 16 of The Children of the Beast, coming to you from our respective layers of our respective beasts.
I'm in the layer of the beast. You're in the remote.
I'm in the remote layer, my own layer of my own beast. Hello, I am Andrew. He joined as always with Carlos. Welcome to the show. Episode 16, Sweet 16, we can drive. Quinceañera for us.
By the way, I was always concerned with consent and with the law from a young age. You were not going to catch me on a technicality.
Listen, I'm going to cut everything you said up to. I've always been interested
Do
in
not.
consent.
No.
The law.
No.
Yes,
no.
It's gone.
First of all, I didn't say anything controversial or incriminating, or I don't even know why you're reacting like
I'm saving you from yourself. Let me tell you, I'm saving you from
My
yourself.
people know me. My people know me.
Exactly.
They know who I am.
People know
They know who I am.
Yes, exactly. Your people know you.
And like I said at the beginning of this statement, all of the statutes and limitations on any imaginations have run out, clear out. Let's move forward.
Let's move forward. How was your week, sir?
Plow through.
Welcome.
Not plowing. We're not plowing.
Welcome. No, I'm just going to move on. Welcome to a post-President Trump world. We're living in a President-elect Biden's world.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You know,
I'm surprised. Let me just come out and say it. I'm very surprised. I expected it to be the other way. And look where we are.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you piss enough people, you'll motivate them.
Well, and like, right, that's 100% what happened. We've seen the highest voting turnout ever. Biden got more votes than anyone ever has before. 74 million, I think, something like that.
I was having this conversation with my wife earlier. And as I said last week, I did not vote. I have not voted since George Bush's brother stole the election when he was the governor of the state of Florida. And they stole that election prior to 9/11. And now we know, if you have any kind of brain, you know that the invasion of Iraq was ongoing before 9/11, and that this was all predetermined, and they needed the proper person to spearhead Dick Cheney's power grab, and that was George. So since then, I haven't voted. I don't regret a single time that I didn't vote, and this is no different. As I shared with you and with anybody that listens to, I fucking struggled over this decision again. But the first thing I told my wife is, there is a definite sense of immediate relief.
Yes, 110%.
Which was opposite of what happened after he won.
Yes, it's like everybody was holding their breath when he won, and now everyone was finally able to go.
100%. We've been dealing with some shit that, because even if you're in support of his financial
policies,
or policies, or the effects of his policies on your financial withstanding or anything like that, which, as I said, that's the only way that I believe that a responsible American who is not a millionaire should vote. You should vote fiscally. Do not expect to vote on morality. Do not expect to vote on integrity. Do not expect to vote on any of those things, because you're not going to find anybody to vote for. Vote for what's best for you and yours. And then be a good person as you rise through America's available rising process. Then you can amend each one of your beliefs. It's okay to vote Democrat when you're 19, and then to vote Republican when you're 32 and you have a house, and protesters that have never worked and pay bills want to take half your shit. That's what you're supposed to do. It's called growing up. But there's a definite sense of relief. I thought, I texted you and our other brother, Ricky, early that day.
I knew about it.
I saw this is what was going to happen. And I saw it as evident. You can only piss people off so much. And Bernie said it. Bernie's the one that called this election to a T. This is what he said. You could look it up. It's gone viral. I'm sure you've seen it. Yeah. You know, Bernie called it exactly the way it was, you know, and for whatever reason that they've never been able to figure out, whenever there's a lot of mailing and absentee ballots, it favors the Democrats. It always has. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's a miscalculation tactically from the Trump administration to denounce the mail voting system so much, because you're essentially encouraging your base. It's a cocky move, which is on par with who he is, because you're encouraging your base to distrust the voting by mail.
Totally.
And so anybody who would have voted for you, who wasn't going to show up to the polls, may have not voted for you at all because you told them,
right, show up at the polls.
Trust the goddamn mail.
Totally.
But yet their bills get there. You know what comes by mail or used to? Social Security check. So how many of those dumbass rednecks that believe your dumbass shit, not the smart rich ones who favor you winning, the dumb ones that never had a pot to piss in, the ones that are against immigration but never lost a job to an immigrant,
the ones that show up
the straight up Joe Dirt parent ones. Okay, that's your people. That's your motherfucking people.
Did you see?
Well, if they weren't gonna get up to vote in person because they didn't want to be around the other smelly races, well, they ain't gonna vote at all, dog. Because you dumb motherfucker.
The Tiger King wannabes of the world.
Well, so that was crazy. And then as soon as I saw how close it was, I told my wife, I was like, this was going to happen. She's like, oh, it's going to come down to Nevada. I was like, no, it's not. Nevada's a smokescreen. Totally. Nevada's a smokescreen. Totally. Because they have to stomp them like a roach. And winning by just the Nevada electoral votes, which is what we were looking at, right? At the end, basically, of day 2.
Right, yeah, because at that point, it still seemed like he was going to win Pennsylvania. He was going to win Georgia. He was going to win North Carolina. All he needed
was the 6 for Nevada.
Yeah. He was possibly going to win Arizona.
But winning just by the 6 was not going to be good enough, because then that's controversial.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
At that point, and everyone, including the Republicans, including Murdoch and his fucking news channel, they all realized, okay, we got to squish him like a bug now. And the whole world flopped on him.
Yeah.
And of course, now you lose 310 to fucking 214, right? Or whatever the fuck it is. And it's like, well, yeah, dude, you think they're just going to let you get away with that? No, they're going to make you look foolish. Sure. Every step of the way that you contest this, it's going to make you look foolish. And guess what? The Republican fucking governors of the states that you're talking shit about, they're going to turn on you.
They remember.
With a mounting number of Republicans that immediately turned on you because you forgot one key factor. They begrudgingly accepted you. No one ever liked you or accepted you. They liked that you talk shit. They may not have liked the shit you talk, but you talk shit. Sure. So some people that were never even inclined to vote were like, I'll vote for this shit talker because at least it's a different fucking noise that I'm hearing into my brain 100%. From a fucking politician. 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he wasn't a politician, Carlos. Remember, that was such a big plus of him.
So I think it's a beautiful time.
It's almost
in
karma.
America.
Justice.
Justice. But my enjoyment is karma is like 4th on my list of enjoyment. I enjoy that so many young people mobilized.
Sure.
I enjoyed that the bully who at 74 years of age fed from a silver spoon, having a life of privilege without truly knowing struggle. I love that bully is getting bullied in the public forum in the town square for the first time in his life.
Yeah. The amount of people who are
74 years of age. Yeah. So you thought that your daddy's money was going to fucking cover you up and you could be a bully who could never fight his way out of anything.
Sure.
If he came down to his own set of testicles, because you're a little bitch and you always have been a little bitch and your son's a little bitch and your other son's a little bitch. And hopefully the young one has his mother's balls. I'll give you that benefit of the doubt. But outside of that, you're a pussy. You're a misogynist. You're a fucking serial housebreaker.
Yeah.
You're a shit father, because I'm a father of 2, and there's no fucking way you can be a dad to that many kids and children from different women and be a good dad. No, you just had the money your dad left you to provide for those. Sure. So now, for all of your supporters, all of those hard-working, American, gun-toting, hunting, rough motherfuckers, how dare you ever pretend you admire a guy that paints his fucking skin to look a different skin tone? If you're proud to be white, why are you painting yourself orange and celebrating that? Now, Secondly, how many of you ever admire a guy that has to use a blow dryer to do his hair in the morning? Oh, that's American? That's manly? That's alpha male? In what fucking American fucking fantasy is that an alpha male? A guy that doesn't work out. A guy that is a fat little pussy. A guy that you would bully if he didn't have money. That's a bitch. That's not a fucking man. Like, and by the way, Sleepy Joe ain't fucking avoiding this one either. With his shitty ass fucking nepotism kids. Hey, motherfucker, why don't you just give them your own money? Oh, no, you had to let them use your name for political gain so they could get their salaries for shit that they never fucking earned. It's all of it. It's disgusting. But I like people have relief. I like that the people that cause the most trouble, their side won. So they have to shut the fuck up. Stop rioting. Stop looting. Stop fucking destroying family businesses.
I mean, right? Like there were BML protesters in DC that were talking like mad crap about Biden already. So I mean, like
they have to shift the goddamn narrative.
Well, I mean, like one of my favorite tweets that I've seen, because like right, there's so many memes. There's so much to laugh at right now on social media, which is kind of beautiful. But one of my favorite things I've seen is like, hooray, we can go back to normal racism in this country.
Hilarious.
But also, it is hilarious.
But also, maybe a little bit of that. It's not going back to normal racism. It's going back to you're living the consequences of the life you're choosing to lead. And I know that's not going to be a popular thing to say.
Racism's everywhere, Carlos, though. Don't you know? Racism is the
I have a friend. We have a friend
cause of all of our problems.
I'm 40, right? I'll be 40 next month. That's you. Yeah. It's well documented.
You're old. Documented that you're old.
As soon as the election was over, the vitriol in my age range came to a halt.
Sure, I believe that.
Because they're all activists for a day. And by the way, like it's going to be the same thing on both sides. You know, all the Trump people are all of a sudden quiet.
Well, there are protests going around.
Yeah, no. But I mean, like the supporters and the online regular vitriol has died down. And a big part of that is again, have some dignity.
Well, I mean, like, right. We obviously have to get into the conspiracy of how he's going to win the election still. Obviously, we have to get into that because I'm all over that. I'm all over that. Let me fill you in, Carlos. Let me
go for
fill you in. So I don't know if you know what Stop the Steal is. Have you ever heard of this term? Stop the Steal?
No. I have not.
So in 2018,
sure it sounds cute though.
Well, let's backtrack to 2018. Okay. In 2018, there was a Stop the Steal protest not organization, but campaign, we'll say, for a local election in Florida. The Broward County, which is where that mass shooting of the school was in Broward, I believe a year and a half ago, but same county. They apparently had a horrible elections official that was losing votes. Allegedly, they found a couple boxes of completed ballots in the back of a rented out Hertz car that was rented out to a elections official. So
standard American procedure,
but they caught it basically. By having this Stop the Steal protest, they were able to bring awareness to it. And that's why Governor Rick DeSantis, I believe, is in election, or maybe there was a senator that year that was originally called for the Democrat. And then after this, it got overturned and switched to the Republican. So some of the same people who organized that are now organizing 2020 Stop the Steal. And what it has been in the 8 battleground states, so Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina,
Michigan, Wisconsin.
There have been for the last every day since the election Tuesday, starting Wednesday, I think, or maybe Thursday, I think it started. There have been Stop the Steal protests. And day one, obviously, they had around 30 people show up. Day two, they multiplied to about 200 to 300. And apparently yesterday, they're claiming they had over 30,000 people around the nation. And now next Saturday, there's going to be a Stop the Steal protest in every state capital and a march on Washington, D.C.
We'll see.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll see. And the argument is if they are able to establish a coalition of voters who are disenfranchised in the battleground states, right? A coalition of voters, they can have enough evidence that there's not widespread voter fraud, but just voter fraud within these specific battleground states to call for a revote. Because they don't want a recount, because they don't believe a recount will help them, but a revote. Straight up revote of the election.
Well, as a non-voting American for the last 20 years, I will tell you this. If they succeed, I'll actually fucking vote out of spite. That's my vow.
Well, and like, right, I was talking to this with one of my friends, and he brought up the great example. He was like, dog, it sounds like it's the Patriots and Deflategate. They got away with it. They got a ring. Whatever. It sounds like Republicans cheat better, guys. If that's your argument that the Democrats are cheating, well, sounds like you need to cheat better.
Thank you. Because I wanted to touch on this.
Yeah, right.
As part of my, I love the fact that poor people are bullying the bully in public, because that leaves his supporters with two choices. Is your president a bitch, or is he inept? Because either he got outmaneuvered, even though he's the smartest man you ever fucking orange man.
Sleepy Biden is low energy. He got outmaneuvered by low energy Biden.
Or somebody with a bigger dick bent him over. You tell me. I don't have the answers. You do. Right. You're his supporter. Right. Which is it? Oh, because I don't see. And by the way, can we talk about, again, to his supporters, please tell me, rate your great premieres, because I just watched Borat. Your great premieres. What is his most prowess in HR? Go.
Specifically in HR?
Again, yes, because either he got bamboozled by the people he hired, or he's a terrible judge of character.
Well, I think I think you can easily make the argument that the GOP party, like at the state level, has been very anti-Trump since the whole Trump kind of overtook the GOP party. I think that's a pretty easy argument to make, and they're kind of the backbone, right? They're not the Trump campaign, but they provide a lot of support on the ground. So I think you can make that argument pretty easily.
Yeah, but that means that then the GOP, who begrudgingly came on board when they had to, that they still fucking sabotaged them.
Yeah, easily. I think you can make that argument.
Can you ever remember, because as an adult, I cannot recall a higher turnover of his cabinet.
Oh, no, I don't think there is. I don't think there is.
How the fuck? 3.5 years, because let's call it what it is. He spent the first fucking 6 months grandstanding to the goddamn racists. And then after that, he maybe did some work. And by the way, let me disclose another thing. My best as a family, and I'm not a rich man whatsoever. I'm what I call middle class, upper middle class, but we're a two income household. Okay? We're a 6-figure 2-income household. All right. This was our best fucking taxes ever. When my wife and I got married, our taxes didn't improve. When we had kids, they didn't improve. When we bought a house, it didn't improve. Never. I've always paid more. And I'm not rich. And you know me. This, with Trump, this is the best I did in taxes. Like the best ever. Well, you know, so I'm not
say goodbye to that, sir.
I don't care, dude. Yeah, sure. I don't care, right? Because I look at my fucking Facebook timeline and it's not full of vitriol. And by the way, another thing, let me tell you things. Let's go to the positive. I'm glad that everybody has a sign on their forehead that says dumbass, racist, under the cover racist.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm resentful to others because of their success, and I blame them for my failures. It's all written on your fucking foreheads. It's on your timelines. It's on the shit that you like. Yeah. It's on the way you raise your children. You know what I mean? Like so many proud Americans.
Can I tell you what was something
care a lot about waxing their eyebrows and having their fucking wives' pussies waxed, and your kids are fat as fuck, and your daughter's never gonna feel pretty, but you're proud though.
Okay, so I'm going to move on from that because let me tell you something that happened that was amazing today, right? Because as we know, I bowl in a league with our other brother, Ricky, every Sunday before we do this. And for the last year and a half since we do it, 2 years, there has been a team of 2 friends, I assume 2 male friends, who show up who have worn MAGA jerseys, and they have like a USA American that says Trump on it that they always show up in bowling in. And of course, me and my brother texted before saying, so are the MAGA guys going to show up still MAGA now that their guy lost? And let me tell you, they did. Of course they did. They had to.
Yeah, but for how long?
That's a great point. I mean, at least until December.
That's what it's about.
Right, middle of December. The Electoral College gets together December 14th.
Listen, I'm going to repeat something that I never thought I would repeat. Now, I'm not very close to my father, my biological father. He's kind of a dumbass. But he did say one thing one time when I was growing up. When his dad criticized his kind of music, right? He was listening to Pink Floyd. And my dumbass biological father turned around and said, I know this is going to be classical music. I know I'll be listening to this in 20 years. And that's how I felt about my music as well. You know what I mean? Like when I commit to something, like that's how I can dismiss people that like electronic music or whatever the fuck is trendy, bro. Because I know your dumbass isn't going to remember 3 years from now. I know once I say something's good, my kids will listen to it, and they are. And that's one of those things like that, you know? So let's see if this gentleman, do you have the staying power?
I'm excited to see what they're going to go next. Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited to go see what they wear next.
Because also, the post-presidential life for a Trump person, it ain't looking great. Who wants to do business with you?
Other Trumpies? Other losers? Question mark?
Really? Because it's all fun and games where your craziness is making me money.
Sure.
But does that mean I want to invest in you? I know you now. I know you in a different light. I know you when you're in the most amount of power. I know you when, you know what I mean? Like, and by the way, okay, I'm going to pump my own brakes. No, let me go on the other side. For you dumbass motherfucking liberals. If you have any family, if you're brown, okay, if you're black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, any kind of
Latinx,
we call urban. Good luck. You just elected a bitch that is responsible for putting more brown people in jail for political springboarding advantage than any other woman we've elected into any kind of office since fucking Hillary. Just so you fucking know. Just so you know, you elected a top cop, a top anti-immigration person, a top anti-drug person, a person that refused to view new evidence and cases that could prove the innocence of people convicted to lifetime felonies. That's who you chose. That's who you're fucking celebrating. Just because she's a woman and just because she's a little dark. So, reap what you sow, motherfuckers. But that's who you fucking chose. Again, I shared my trepidation with voting a couple of weeks ago. Today, I'm 100% at peace with not having voted. Because I'd rather live a voteless life than know that I help any of these pieces of shit one iota. Fuck that. This is wrong. This is wrong. A regular fucking dad like Joe Biden just gives money to his kids. Doesn't say, it's okay, buddy. Use my name to get a job you're fully unqualified for that you never have to even clock in for to get the salary.
Obviously, part of that was that Hunter Biden is holding money for his father, Joe Biden, in his name. Like, right? I wonder, question, right? Like, a great way to find out, which is never going to happen, but like, right? Take a look at Joe Biden's wallet. Take a look at Joe Biden's purse wallet. Do they have a credit card that says Hunter Biden on it? Or a card?
Exactly.
Because if they do, right? Ding, ding, ding. We figured it out.
No. Let's talk about the type of a man that raises 2 sons. A drug addict, right? And then another boy who horribly dies from a disease. How the fuck does the drug addicted one fuck the widow of the one that dies from cancer and get her pregnant? Explain that to me outside of a Maury show. Is this Jerry Springer? Because guess what? Both the Trumps and the Bidens belong on Jerry Springer. Both of them.
Yeah.
You're talking about fucking porn stars and fucking the son over here fucks this one and that one. Let's not forget about Trump Jr., who broke up his own marriage to fuck the Fox 5 girl with a fucking face like a gator. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? If these people are poor, we're talking about black and fucking just white trash, straight up white trash. But because they have money to continue to subsidize their fucking moral shortcomings, right? As a Christian nation,
of course,
then we pretend it doesn't fucking
as
matter.
You know, Joseph Biden's only the second Catholic president to be elected. So he's obviously a more.
Does that mean he's going to get killed?
Oh my God.
Well, I know who the first one was.
JFK. No, that's great. That was good. Look at you knowing your American history.
It's a American brain, dude.
And Catholic history.
You know me, bro. You got
an opinion on how you got an opinion how Catholics. Well, I guess the Catholics have two popes right now.
No, I don't. I sure don't. I sure don't because because
there's two of them. There's two of them right now.
I did not know that.
Why? Benedict the 16th and then Francis. So right, Benedict 16th took over after John Paul II died, passed away. And then a couple years ago, Benedict the 16th. So in Latin, there's two different terms of the office of the Pope. And one basically means like the office and the ministry of. And my understanding of it, when Pope Benedict XVI retired in the original, because he wrote his original resignation letter in Latin, and his reasoning for doing it was, my understanding is so that he could be the most clear with his language, because it was the language that he felt most comfortable and he could be most concise and precise with. He only resigned one of the lines or one of the offices, like one of the words for the office, not the ministry, or maybe the vice versa. So essentially, there's two popes right now.
No, but who's the asshole that brought this to light?
They're called traditional Catholics,
That's all I care about.
Catholics.
That's all I care about. You know what I mean?
There is a disgraced archbishop that goes around writing letters, open letters to Donald Trump and open letters against Pope Francis, and kind of speaks to this. Who used to be the head archbishop of America. Listen,
I'll tell you what I can tell you from this. Catholics are too old school for this kind of bullshit, bro. They take your conspiracies and your things and they go, more money. More money. Deal with it.
I'm glad we brought this back up. Hold on, I need to bring something up. No, I need to bring this up first. Because do you know what a Jericho march is?
Like the wrestler? You mean
no, I fucking wish.
So you're talking about a march. You're talking about a march of shitty athletes who are worse metal singers and still somehow popular?
Yes. No, I wish I was talking about Chris Jericho.
And there's more than one?
God, I wish I was talking about Chris Jericho in this moment, but no. A Jericho march is based off of the Bible, Book of Jericho, chapter 16 to 20, of where now people are interpreting these chapters to mean because of Trump losing this election, you're going to your state capital and marching around the state capital 7 times while praying and fucking chanting your beliefs.
Well, I do have something to say.
And that happened yesterday. That happened yesterday in like 5 different states.
Because I saw one that was happening. It was a prayer circle outside of the Clark County election center.
I saw that too. That was part of the Stop the Steal stuff.
Here's the thing.
That's part of the Stop the Steal stuff.
I celebrate our country's freedom for you to be a fucking moron.
Yes.
We need people in the drive-thru at McDonald's. I'm not going to eat McDonald's, but the other dummies need McDonald's. And a dumber person needs to be the person in the drive-thru of the food dispensary for dumb people. So be that dumb person. Be the proud dumb person. Just like I said about the people that went to Trump's rally and got sick. Be the proud, dumb follower you wish to be. I celebrate you. You like electronic music. I celebrate you. You want to eat fucking Wendy's. I celebrate you. You think diets are bullshit and exercise is dumb. I celebrate.
But they like Diet Coke. But they drink Diet Coke.
That's fine. Listen, I tell you who I celebrate the most. Jehovah's Witnesses. because they say they don't believe in certain shit and they die on that shit.
No birthdays.
That's what I want from
That's
what I want from everybody else. I want to be like, oh, I want a record of people's opinions to come into play when shit matters. No blood transfusion. That's a pray on guy. You pray on it. You got broken bone. No, you don't get no surgery up in here. No. Oh, you have no insurance and you have a broken bone. And we just looked at your timeline, my man. We just looked at your timeline. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Have you been wrong?
Oh, no. Can't be doing that.
Listen, you chose to live the social media life. We agreed to your choice. Now you don't get to fucking cherry pick, you fuck.
Okay, let's move on from politics. I've had enough of this.
Two things.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll move on.
Yeah, you go ahead. Go ahead.
One, Kanye West. God bless you.
He got 60K votes, 60,000 votes.
Man. Listen.
Ready for 2024, baby.
All of the Kardashian sisters' sexual partners came through for Kanye.
2024 Kanye.
That's what family does, Kanye. Family shows
Eskimo
up
brothers.
Family. And
Eskimo
anybody that says, skid, brother, it's a brother of yours and they voted for you, baby. So good for you.
Dave Chappelle probably voted for Kanye.
I don't think it did.
He's friends with him, dude. He showed up. He showed up multiple times.
Okay. Listen, I'm friends with you. If you're running for president, I am voting for you.
Why not?
I love you.
Why not? You're not going to vote for. You're going to vote for Donald Trump and Joe Biden over me?
You know why not, sir?
I'm offended. You would rather.
You're offended? I wouldn't vote for you for president.
It's not like I'm going to win.
So after not voting for 20
you would rather not vote than vote for me. You would rather not vote than vote for me. That's offensive.
That's irresponsible.
That is offensive. No loyalty. That's some unfamily loyalty shit.
Bro, you gotta look at yourself.
No,
dude. You gotta read.
You know what you sound like? You know what you sound like? Do you remember when we asked our brother if he would help us bury a dead body and he told us no and he would report us? That's what you sound like.
Fuck him.
No, exactly. Fuck you. Exactly. Fuck you. You won't vote for me.
No, man.
Yes.
Listen, you becoming a shit president has ramifications in all of us.
But I'm not going to be president. I already conceded that fact.
And I'm going to make sure you're not by not voting for your ass. This is a ridiculous argument. Yeah. And I love it. My second and last thing.
Please continue.
My man, Michael Rappaport. God damn it.
What about him?
Gringo Mandingo. I love you, dog. I know you're watching. You are so funny. This motherfucker, you know his hashtag is stay disruptive. If you want to see somebody that hated Trump, just have a gander at it.
He gets so red.
Oh my
his
God.
Face.
But it's so funny because he's not like, I don't want to say he's dumb because he's not dumb. He's a smart dude.
Sure.
But he's also hyper liberal. He's married to a black lady. He's from New York. He's a fucking actor. So he is definitely like the liberal end of the spectrum. But even if he wasn't, his hatred for Donald is so fucking funny, dude. Like watching his joy, because I watched like all his anguish, you know, the last 3 years. Calls him Dick Stain Donald and shit. Like that's his nickname for him. Dick Stain Donald
that's
Trump. Oh my God, you gotta watch his rant of why he lost. He did like 2.5 minutes. He's walking in New York City with his phone, just doing a fucking like a story type of fucking shoot. And it's just like, fuck your daughters, fuck your sons, fuck your bitch wife. I'm going to tell you why you lost, because you're a cocksucker. It's fucking classic, bro. Okay. You have to watch it later. Promise me.
Yeah.
Promise me.
Yeah.
Imagine that a piano is about to drop on my head. And this is the last thing you promise me, that you will watch this.
Okay. As opposed to promising you that I'll look after your family and your children, you want me to promise that?
Never mind that. They got it. You... So stupid, but it was great. So that's it. That's the last of politics.
All right, yeah. Let's move on.
Over politics for another fucking
4 years.
Probably 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Probably 8 years. It's gonna take the Republicans a good fucking 7 to muster up to do the witch's brew and be like, what kind of demon can we summon this time? And in the middle of that, you got fucking AOC.
Well, and you realize
it's
gonna be fucking Tucker Carlson, dude.
Oh my god.
That's my pick for 2024. My guess right now, Tucker Carlson.
I would vote for Tucker and Ben Shapiro over AOC and Gavin Newsom any day of the week. And that's what we're looking at on the Democrat side, bro. I hope you realize that. That's the future. And you know who's going to make sure of that? Big Vagine Pelosi. She going to make sure it's the Newsoms and the AOCs, because now who raised Kamala? Fuck all of them. I'm over it.
Let's move on.
And I'm glad it's done.
Yeah. Well, it's not done yet, but it's ending.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's one.
It's over.
For all intents and purposes, yeah, it's over. It's over.
It's over. Yeah, man. Also, fuck Jared Kushner. Unrelated.
He got so many peace deals in the Middle East. What do you mean, Carlos? Peace in the Middle East. Donald Trump didn't send any more troops to the Middle East.
I'm about to say something that's controversial.
When has that ever stopped you? Or when have you ever
My wish is for a one-man Holocaust. Jared Kushner.
I do not co-sign. I do not co-sign any sort of Holocaust on anybody, any type of people.
Tell him it's a sauna. Pump up the heat and pump some gas in that motherfucker.
This is definitely a not safe for work podcast. Definitely don't let your children listen to this.
Well, no, it's not. You should never listen. If you got to this episode,
that's true,
with your children listening to it, something's wrong with you already.
I mean, you're just really confused about the name, Children of the Beast. You just don't know what we were.
Exactly.
You just don't get it.
She's like, Your Honor, so I turn on this podcast, Children of the Beast, for my children. Excuse me? Shit. So, did you watch the fights last night?
Yes, but first, let us take a sponsor break. And by a sponsor break, I mean I have to pee.
I'm not sponsored by your piss, dude.
Well, I'm sponsored by my need to get up. So please go ahead, read the sponsor roll right off the top of your tongue right here. I'll be right back.
Well, yeah. You know,
who are we sponsored by, Carlos? And
sponsored by Buffalo Trace, the whiskey of bisons. And by bisons, I mean me. I drink the whiskey of bisons. I drink it often. I like drinking it. I'm going to go drink it right now. As a matter of fact, because this motherfucker right here, it's empty. And I did Sober October. And this is my 1 week. I'm taking off. Then I'll be turning 40, Christmas Day. So starting tomorrow, back on the no booze, no carbs, working out 3 times a day, getting up at 2 a.m. But today, I run with a herd of buffalo. I also shout out to Tenaya Creek Brewery.
Oh, the Bonanza Brown, a delicious beer.
A delicious Bonanza Brown. I can come in. I got this type of ability right here.
Shit, look at that zoom. The dramatic zoom. Oh, if you're only listening on the audio, watch the YouTube. Watch the dramatic zoom. Ooh.
This is a Nevada-made beer right here.
It's delicious
beer. And nutritious.
That beer, funny story about that beer, that is how I got our brother Ricky to learn how to drink beer, by drinking that beer.
That's true. And because he wouldn't listen to me for a long time.
It was only because of my 21st birthday.
That's right.
Because we went on a brewery tour, and he even told me, he was like, there's no breweries in Las Vegas. I'm Ricky. And I was like, oh, really? Look, Google says you're wrong, motherfucker.
Yeah. But yeah, you got to drink. Here's the thing. You got to drink good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's just so many good breweries here.
If you're going to do cocaine, right? Like say you live in Oregon.
Sure.
Where you're allowed to do cocaine.
Okay.
Heroin, and Oxycontin, and all of this shit. Get the good shit. Keith Richards.
But let's talk about beer.
Guitar.
Well, let's not talk about beer. Let's move on.
Keith Richards.
Let's talk about drugs.
For the Rolling Stones.
Yes, I know who he is.
Pioneer.
That's why my middle name is Keith.
Open G tuning. No high E string, 5-string guitar. It's a banjo tuning, but we'll digress. He says He says the reason he's alive is one reason: pharmaceutical cocaine. Pharmaceutical cocaine. Can't have regular cocaine coming from a dealer. No, pharmaceutical cocaine. You make money to buy good drugs, to buy good alcohol, to buy good drugs. Really. Let's just be real. The drugs. Because you have insurance, you have your blood pressure medication, you have your whatever medication, your Adderall. Mr. Trump, you know what you're doing.
Oh, so much.
Good drugs.
So much.
Good drugs. You know.
So let's talk about UFC.
UFC.
Last night was fantastic. It was Glover Teixeira versus Thiago Santos.
Did not watch the whole card. Watched 3 fights.
What were the fights you watched?
Well, I had to watch my man Gustavo Lopez.
Fantastic.
Who was the opening bout.
He was hot.
Of the prelim cards. And it's a great story, man, because he fought Anthony Burchek, who's also one of our Extreme Couture guys, or at the very least, he's Extreme Couture adjacent. I'm not sure if he's been there full time. I know I've seen him plenty of times. Great fucking dudes. Gustavo is somebody I follow because he's a good friend of our family.
Let me interrupt. He's James' favorite fighter, is my understanding.
He's my son's favorite fighter. My son James loves Mr. Gustavo. And my son's jiu-jitsu coach, Bryce Harley, black belt.
Shout out. What's up?
Shout out. It was cool, man. It's cool watching Gustavo. Gustavo got a call to the big show. He was the world champion for Combate Americas, which is that other promotion that does South American shed. Yeah. They had a little controversy with the Presidente recently, but we won't get into that. So Gustavo got the call during the Corona and short notice, tough go. But then he got a full camp this time. And the one thing about it is he had to fight his buddy because they know each other. Right. I know they connected on social media before the fact and everything was super cordial. And it's a part of martial arts that I love that we touched on last week with the whole Anderson Silva thing and all that. I fucking love that. You know, like sometimes you cannot like the person and that's cool. I love watching those fights, but sometimes you're just a martial artist. And I love that too. And that's what happened. You know, two fucking guys that respected each other and it's Gustavo's time, dude. Gustavo, I've watched that.
He looked fantastic.
Kid. He looked so fucking good because also he looked in better shape without looking shredded and without looking depleted.
Sure.
He just
his cardio looked great. He
looked
fantastic.
Right. Yeah, man. It was beautiful. It was great, man. It was great. And he threw some beautiful shots. He connected with a great fucking hook. That overhand that dropped Burchek the first time was fucking beautiful. Yeah. So it was great, man. It was cool to watch him. I watched highlights of Arlovsky. What can you say, man? 41 years old. I'm a fucking.
So I watched that fight
doing the goddamn thing.
Do you have an opinion of his opponent, Tanner Bosner? I think his last name, the Canadian dude with the mullet.
No.
So I remember watching. I specifically remember some of his prior fights, and I was a little disappointed, honestly. Like, I thought that was kind of his moment to kind of take the shine off of Andre and be like, "What's up? This is my time." And like you said,
Cup.
Like, what was that?
Tin Cup.
Continue.
When a defining moment comes along.
Yeah, no, he didn't define the moment. He didn't do that.
Or Arlovsky defines you.
Yeah, and
the definition was shit.
Of his, yeah, for sure. Did you watch? So I guess that means you didn't watch the Giga Chickadees fight?
No. The other one I watched was briefly Claudia Gadelha. I was rooting against her. Personal reasons.
Yeah, and she lost.
Sometimes these fighters make some changes in their training and coaching staff that don't take into consideration the fact that other people make a living.
Sure.
And I won't root for you because they're constantly crying about fucking contracts and about getting a fair shake and all this stuff. And it just doesn't make any sense where in a world where you're fighting for a contract every fight, why don't you just have a contract with the people that help you? Well,
I'm like, she just looked very flat. It was just not a good performance for her.
I don't want to say anything further from this, except to say that I'm a fan of Chinese MMA. I'm a fan of Chinese women's MMA.
Do you know about the Chinese MMA dude who goes around and beats up Kung Fu and Tai Chi fighters who believe that they can fight?
No, I don't, but I will.
I need to send you this link. I obviously do not remember his name, but he is this older dad bod MMA trainer who has been into MMA since like the early 2000s. Apparently one of the first believers in MMA in China. And he got sick of Tai Chi being highlighted, like Tai Chi masters claiming there was this one Tai Chi master who claimed he could easily go 3 rounds with Wei Ling Chang, which is just inaccurate. So he challenged the Tai Chi master to a fight. And as you can imagine, he just fucks him up. There's this nice little 5-minute documentary YouTube video on it. And he even talks about when he goes into these fights, he's like, I don't take it the most seriously because I don't have to, right? He's fighting against someone that thinks they can control energy and chakras and fight, which is just inaccurate.
You got to send me that link.
I will. But let's move back onto UFC because I did want to touch on Giga Chickadees, which, dude, you got to watch this guy. He's former Glory kickboxing champ. He was fighting now. This was his 4th win in 2020, but I think 2 or 3 of them have been from late replacements. So unquestionably, the guy he was fighting, probably not to the level, getting thrown to the wolves fighting this dude, but he rips him with a body kick so hard.
Oh, nice. That's my kind of shit.
And then the next thing what he does is he sets up, throws the exact same kick, but where do you throw after you hit to the body?
To the head, baby.
That's exactly what he did. And what does the guy do? He goes to block the body.
Check to the body.
Gets head kick KO'd.
Yeah. Hand low.
I mean, he covers it, but with one hand.
Oh, I got to look it up. That's my shit. That's my shit, baby.
I'll send you the link right now after this. And again, I feel for the guy that was fighting Giga Chickadees because, again, he looked a little bit out of his waters, out of his depth. Tried his best, but I mean, he just ripped him so hard to the body and it was just immediate. He just throws the follow-up head kick and it's over, son. It's over. So he wants to fight.
I gotta look it up.
He wants to fight again in December. And I think the name he threw out was Arnold Allen, the middleweight, or not middleweight, the lightweight, 155. So if he gets that fight, if he wins, that's 5-0 in 1 year. That's damn impressive. No matter what, that's damn impressive.
That's awesome.
So he's fun to watch. And again, he's a nasty kickboxer. He's still kind of yet to been thrown against a really sound grappler, but I think that's just the nature of.
But he's calling attention though.
Yes,
I mean that's
that's cool. And this was definitely the first time he got the highlight kickboxing finish that he's been kind of searching for. I think so. I do think we're gonna start seeing his name pop up, and I'm excited.
That's cool. How about the main event?
Fucking Glover, dude. As a man, how do you not see what Glover does and not admire it?
Here's the thing that's crazier to me. The guy that got me into MMA was Chuck Liddell.
Sure.
2, Chuck Liddell and BJ Penn. But Chuck Liddell was 205. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bigger
Chuck
boy.
Liddell was smirking motherfuckers. Right. He was. And back in the day, Chuck would talk about oh my God, you guys don't even know. If you guys could see Glover. Glover could not get into the United States because of visa issues for a long time. So it's super cool to see. First of all, it's super cool to see somebody that's old as fuck
41
doing the damn thing.
41 years old. Yeah.
I'm 39, and I literally just had this conversation with my wife where I was like, so I told my wife that I'm going to kickbox next year.
Yeah.
A half hour before we started recording this, because she's like, well, what the fuck is going on? Because I was like, I took this week off. So I did Sober October, right? I completed, killed it, did great. Got my body fat measurement at 12%, which improved from July by 1.5%, which is huge at my age.
Sure.
And fucking, and Jamie. So I took this week off. This week, I didn't work out or hit the bag at all.
Good for
all
you.
I did was run 5 days a week. That's it. Other than that, I didn't lift a weight.
And that's more mental workout than anything.
100%.
That's more of a mental thing than a physical
all I
thing,
did was I ran and I fucking did my sauna. And then, so I feel good and I'm going to rest. And then from now until I turn 40, which is December 25th, I'm going to go crazy again. And she's like, well, why the fuck are you doing this? I'm like, okay, well, here it goes. I'm doing this because I'm going to fight next year. Whether it's kickboxing or boxing, I'm going to fucking do it. That's why I've been doing this. I feel good. And I just don't want to fucking let shit like time pass. I mean, it's the same thing we're talking about, the recording music thing. Like, I don't want to fucking, like, it's not that I don't want to, but I don't have to have regrets of that nature, because I don't. And so she's like, well, why is it so important? I was like, honestly, I didn't think about it before, but it's important to me because when I was a kid, I am not what 40 was like.
Yeah.
That's why. Because I can. Because I guess it didn't matter as much just because we didn't know any different. And that's what Glover's doing, man. This motherfucker's out there now. All of it with a caveat that John Jones has fucked all of them up. So it doesn't even matter. Okay.
Yeah,
let's just talk. Let's just be real. There's a T-Rex out there that could just chop you up anytime he wants, if he wanted to. Yeah. That being said, it's awesome that you could, like, we're seeing new frontiers in one of the most extreme. Listen, Tony Hawk is in his 50s and is still skating on the mega ramp.
Still making new moves, new tricks.
So the bar for human performance and for fucking sport performance is just moving in a way that if we don't, at my level of civilian, we have to help elevate it. And you only help elevating it by not conforming to the prior norm that you were brought up with. In whatever little way you have, whether you play tennis or you play golf or you lift weights or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not saying you have to be a fucking crazy person. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's cool that we can have our little kids grow up seeing a completely different fucking paradigm of what's possible at a different age.
Yeah.
You know, Tom Brady. I'm not a football guy, and fucking Tom Brady is a perfect example of that. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a 42-year-old slinging it.
And for a rare occasion, John Jones with a 3-pointer. Giving props to Glover.
Yeah.
There you go, you asshole.
Well, again, I want to reiterate what I said. I think it's very hard to, as a man anyways, to not know what Glover has done and not admire the fuck out of it. Not like that, like it's incredible. He's on a 5-win fight streak. And that Thiago Santos fight was incredible. That was a great fight. That was a fantastic fight. Game as fuck, dude.
Game as fuck. Refined too, because it's not like he changed who Glover is, right?
No.
At some point, Dominic was commenting on it when he goes, "This is what Glover does. You stun him, and even if you drop him, he turns that drop into
a scramble, baby. It's a scramble.
Dude.
His wrestling, his scrambling, it was so much fun to watch.
And is there something? There's something beautiful about watching somebody who's not Russian or American be a good wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, because that's like wrestling is Russia or America, motherfucker. Like, let's be, Cuba a little bit. I mean, there's some outliers out there. Right. But really, you're either American or it's a Cold War sport. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, fucking, it's straight up a fucking Cold War motherfucking sport. And I love it. And so when I watch guys like that, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's pretty cool. And
one of the most beautiful
fire year for the UFC.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But for Glover, one of the most beautiful overhand rights into a double leg takedown I've ever seen. Straight up. He lands the overhand right, so beautiful in the second round. Throws him against the cage and turns him over and slams him into the ground. One of the most beautiful sequences. And full circle. It's a beautiful sequence. It's a beautiful sequence.
What does Glover get his round shot inspiration from?
My inclination would be Randy Couture.
Mike motherfucking Tyson. Okay. Who's fighting in 2 weeks? Against Roy Jones motherfucking Jr. Yeah. Have you seen clips of Tyson hitting?
I've seen like the super popular
Cordero.
I haven't seen anything recently. I want to kind of go into it.
My heavens. I have been boxing and hitting mitts for such a long time, dude. You have to watch this. And you know who's in the undercard?
Isn't it Jake Paul and Nate Robinson?
Yes. We got a full-on freak show. It's coming. And next week, bare knuckle fighting coming back, baby.
Oh,
Got
beautiful.
some bare knucklets.
Beautiful.
If you're not Slipflick, we should do a companion.
That's a great idea.
We set up right here in the gym.
Yeah.
Where else? Where else? In the lair of the beast on the TV.
So would we be doing a double bare knuckle concurrently with UFC? Because there is UFC on that Saturday.
I feel like we could. I feel like we could do that. And we're not allowed to show it though.
No, we can't show it.
Can show. Yeah.
But I mean, I can put timers for both.
I say we do that. I say that should be next week's podcast.
Okay. Yeah. I should be able to do that.
It'd be cool. Especially because you already tested negative for the Rona.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why we're not doing it in person today is just because I kind of still a little bit coffee, but like I know it's not Rona, so I'm not worried about it.
How's your girl?
She's also coffee. I mean, it just seems like, right, if I was going through it last weekend, it seems like now the delay is her this weekend going through it. So
it's the goddamn wind. The fact
the
that
weather.
Bro, this week, so we have one of them
it.
smart. Do you have a Nest?
Fuck no.
No. So on the Nest, on this kind of like this time of year, one of the cool things about it is that you can set it for heat and cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like if it gets to this temperature or that, but there's only a range there. It doesn't work year round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, only when
but
it's
right
summer.
now. But it sucks though, because sometimes in the daytime you need the AC because it's 2:00 in the afternoon and it's fucking 87 degrees. And then you get to like 2:00 in the morning and it's 42 degrees. And you're like, well, I'm a human being. 40-degree temperature change in the same fucking place of dwelling, you know, like
it's awful. It was 80 degrees on Monday. And now it's 60 degrees.
Hey, listen, this is the best way I can put it.
You got shorts?
I'm wearing shorts with the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Because I was in here in the gym and earlier I cleaned because I vacuumed today. I fucking deep clean, man. I did a vacuuming of the whole gym, the whole garage, and then a wiping. I sanitized it. I got me a new pump.
I know that game.
Everything. I sanitize everything, man.
We do that at the preschool every day.
You got to sanitize.
So much sanitation.
Got to sanitize. And again, this is like Trump. We've gotten cleaner because of Corona. The dirtiest person in America is cleaner because of Corona.
Yeah, unquestionably.
Guess what? The dirtiest politicians in America are cleaning it up because of Trump. Because now they know the Republicans are going to have to get their game together. Because now they know that they can't be too extreme and you can't fucking end up in the same situation, right? Because let's face it, Trump's term did not further the GOP.
No, unquestionably. Yeah, absolutely not.
So this is good.
Right.
There's a lot of good. For me, dude, I'm closer to my kids than I ever thought I would be. Between that and my son's cancer. This year, I would have missed 90% of what, and you know me, I'm not a fucking absentee father or anything, but if James was going to school all day and Michael was going to school with you, he'd be going to school with you. I wouldn't be seeing him half the day. You know what I mean? Like my wife is working on writing a book. She's got like 30,000 fucking words.
That's incredible.
Like if you don't find a fucking silver lining this year, in the words of Michael Rappaport, fuck you. You gotta make goddamn lemonade. You gotta fucking do something positive for yourself, for other people, for whatever. Like good has to come from all these times. Every fucking time, not sometimes, every fucking time. It's a fucking responsibility. If you don't fucking make sure that some good comes out of all this shit, then fuck you. May you live at fucking McDonald's. May you fucking be on the drive-thru all the time, you son of a bitch. And in fact, fuck McDonald's. May you be in Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out Burger where you don't even get to be in the drive-thru. You're outside on the second and third lane of the taking orders thing, motherfucker. In the middle of the summer, it was 115 degrees because fuck you.
Chick-fil-A cares about their employees way more, though. They got the misters. They got like the ice packs.
Not if they gay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gay people.
Oh, yeah. True. Accurate. An accurate statement. I
just H-bombed you on that one.
I wouldn't go with that. I wouldn't go that.
H-bomb is a homo bomb, so I would go with that. Boom, 2 times. I won this episode.
So it's a score. Oh, we're keeping score.
We is now.
Well,
You're
then,
a silly bitch.
Then I get at least 4 points for the fact that you're Mormon.
4 points?
Yeah.
Name one sport where you can score 4 points. You get no points. No points.
Football, you get 3, you get 2, you get 6. Is there any sport that you get 4 points at once?
One fucking sport.
Bowling? 4 pins? I mean, that's not good. That's not good. That doesn't really help my argument, right?
I thought about picking up a 4 spare.
Golf.
What kind of
a lot of pars? A 4? Par 4?
What horrible.
Par 4? It's a par 4, baby.
A score of 4?
Yeah, I don't know.
There is one.
4.
There is not one.
More like 4. I'm out of bounds.
What just happened. Which is what just happened with you.
I'm gonna take a mulligan. Let's just all take a mulligan. I'm gonna take a drop. I'm gonna take a drop.
Tee it up. Cause this could take all night. Oh shit! You know what I'm talking about. By
like episode 30, this is gonna be nothing but just us quoting Tin Cup back and forth at each other. I'm surprised it's taking this long.
Little quitter.
I'm surprised it's taking us this long.
That's a good point. But also, that's going to lead into this fight. This movie companions.
Yeah.
Tin Cup, Big Lebowski. First 2 movies we got to do.
Okay.
So we do it after. So next week we do the thing.
Bare knuckle and UFC.
Perfect. It's a perfect thing. And what I was thinking is like with multicam, because we got to get face reactions. Bare knuckle, there's a lot of face reactions in face knuckle. You know what I mean? Like people are getting hurt.
That's true. It's so violent. It's so violent.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It is fantastic.
I am actually thinking about doing a session on the bag, bare knuckle. Just as a tribute. Just as a fucking tribute. Woo!
You should do it. Every day there's a bare knuckle card. You should hit your bag bare knuckle. That's a great idea.
We'll put it into our YouTube eventually where I'm like, oh, in honor of the bare knuckles, I bare knuckles.
Oh,
and eventually I'm hitting like bricks and like.
And then eventually we open your home gym as your own dojo. And then we find someone to war with. We find a competing dojo.
Fight hard. Fight hard. No mercy. No mercy in this dojo. You know what I mean?
Fucking Cobra Kai, baby.
And then, you know what I like to do is say offensive things and call ourselves the name of somebody that we're trying to bring down. You know, like we're like say you didn't like Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Right? Well, I shave my head and I'm like, oh, we're all for Joe Rogan. This is what Joe Rogan would do. And we do all the horrible things that person would never do. But it's a campaign. Like, you know how they're accusing the Russian people of doing things like that?
AstroTurf.
But we do it in America.
Oh, okay. So just become trolls.
Well, yes. But,
but yes. So yes.
With the most motivation. You got to come over here.
Do we have a guest?
Yes.
What's happening? Hello.
It's the wife. You still can't. Oh, she's been trifling. So I think we should wrap.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is good. We're at about an hour.
Hey, listen, we got a theme song. We got plans.
That's true.
You don't sound like shit.
Yeah.
The orange man is out. People's anxiety. And the people that have the most anxiety, they're side one. So calm down, you fucks.
I'm so glad you bring that up because I have a very good friend who loves to post about mental health statistics in relation to identification of political party. And take a wild guess which side has more reportedly mental health issues. And with that little nugget of information, the egg of knowledge I just cracked on all of you. Shall we leave?
I encourage anybody who's just listening to the audio portion of this podcast to look us up on YouTube, because I did give a reply to the question. It was just nonverbal because I don't want to say mean words. I let my face say the mean things with it.
He let all the wrinkles talk for him. All 40-year-old wrinkles.
Buddy, you have more wrinkles in your entire self that I have in my scrotum side.
Yeah, but I don't have a permanent scowl.
You see the skin?
I don't have
This is a tight skin. You missed a potato head.
Tight, like you're holding it back with like some sort of clip. Or being interrupted. Okay, this is it. Children of the Beast, episode 16. Sweet 16.
And I just want to let the record reflect that you look like you look like a Sesame Street character. You got to get a haircut. You got to shave.
I just got a haircut. Look.
You just got a haircut?
Yeah.
We got ripped off, dude.
Nah, dude.
Who's cutting that hair?
It was a great haircut. I'm not going to hear anything about
you
it.
Look like you live in a trash can with your gay friend whose name is Bernie.
You can't even see my hair.
What's the name of the gay dudes that live in the trash can on Sesame Street?
I don't know. I don't watch Sesame Street.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I do not.
You can't even pull that off,
Sesame
dude.
Street.
Okay, Cookie Monster. Good day.
Okay, Children of the Beast, episode 16. Follow the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shows and your podcasts and your YouTube shows. Search Children of the Beast podcast. You'll find us. Follow me at Andrew_the Hut with 2 T's. Speaking of the Hut, Mandalorian, so good. Season 2, chef's kiss, so good. Whatever.
Don't come with your nerd
now, follow Carlos at Wolfchild1980. Wherever you want. Tell him he's wrong. Star Wars, yes. The Mandalorian, so good. He's wrong. Anyways, he can go fuck himself. Goodbye.